We keep the party jumping all night long until we into the early morn. We don't stop and we don't quit, cause we drop hits and it's dope shit.
There's a party at the Wild Wild Club tonight, and the party ain't over till the morning light. We them ballers from the 1, 2, 3, rolling VIP. We bought the bar, so we drinking FREE. I brought a brand new 6, and you haters despise, cause when the wheels stop the spinning, grown hypnotized. Teeth chatter from the ice on my neck and wrist, and you can dance if you wanna or just
I be rolling down the street, smoking hydro, sipping on gin and juice, gin and juice, gin and juice, baby. I be rolling down the street, smoking hydro, sipping on gin and juice, gin and juice, gin and juice, baby.
That's the Hennessy into me, I roll weed, how I'm finna be, cause that's me. Banking for a century, with my G's, pouring liquor for the memories. Feeling free with them thugs in the clubs now. We getting high, drunk till we lazy eye. No lie, we them Bentleys that roll by. That's right, we them cats that them hoes like. All night, we the baddest and we know this. A bunch of thug motherfuckers taking no shit. Y'all Mars can't hang with the Wild Wild. And got the nerve to try to perpetrate with our style. So we them players riding out in them 6-4s. Rimmed up, hitting switches, fucking thick hoes. Smoking blunts all night, getting our rocks off. Pissy drunk in the streets till the cops off. See, we untouchable while y'all kick the whack shit. It's VIP anywhere that the max sit. So y'all cats better recognize who I be. A thugged out young millionaire from the streets and OG.
I be rolling down the street, smoking hydro, sipping on gin and juice, gin and juice, gin and juice, baby. I be rolling down the street, smoking hydro, sipping on gin and juice, gin and juice, gin and juice, baby.
I'm from the crew that can't be stopped. Jump in my ride like my car, baby, drop your top. I ain't even on that bullshit, I'm in the full clips. I'm about to stack chips, fuck dips, rock hips. As I ride off the scene on dubs, blow hate and blow me. On my way to the club, I know this beat is hot to death, so I'ma thank Mac Love. We left them corners long ago, but we still rap for the thugs. And I'm like ecstasy when you're next to me. Wild Wild is the only niggas close to me, the only ones that done show me love. I don't think y'all wanna fuck with us.
I be rolling down the street, smoking hydro, sipping on gin and juice, gin and juice, gin and juice, baby. I be rolling down the street, smoking hydro, sipping on gin and juice, gin and juice, gin and juice, baby. Y'all niggas can't fuck with me, no, 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 you niggas can't fuck with me, no. Y'all niggas can't fuck with me, no, 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 no. Y'all niggas can't fuck with me, no, 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 you niggas can't fuck with me, no. Y'all niggas can't fuck with me, no, 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 no. Y'all niggas can't fuck with me, no, 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 you niggas can't fuck with me, no. Y'all niggas can't fuck with me, no, 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 no. Y'all niggas can't fuck with me, no, 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 you niggas can't fuck with me, no. Y'all niggas can't fuck with me, no, 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 no.
Everybody got an opinion. But what happens when we really talk about it? B-B-B-B-R-I-A-N. The BBP. It's the BBP. Tell me what you really think. What? Brian's brain. We go deeper than you ever think. Let's go. Real talk, no cap. We got facts on tap. You can love it or hate it. But we talking about that. Cameras on. Mic check. 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2. You got questions, I got answers in time. We can talk about relationships, life, politics, and headlines. We can debate it all night. I got my opinion. You can have yours too. Now come inside Brian's brain to see a man's point of view. It's the BBP. Tell me what you think. What? Brian's brain. We go deeper than you ever think. Let's go. Real talk, no cap. We putting facts facts on the map. You can love it or hate it, but we talking about that.
Everybody's got something to say, so say it.
Welcome to the Brian's Brain Podcast.
This the BBP. Tell me what you really think. Brian's Brain, we go deeper than you ever think. Let's go. Real talk, no cap. Putting facts on the map. You can love it or hate it, but we talking about that.
Everybody's got something to say, so say it.
Welcome to the Brian's Brain Pod.
This the BBP. Tell me what you really think. Brian's Brain, we go deeper than you ever think. Let's go. Real talk, no cap. Putting facts on the map. You can love it or hate it, but we talking about that.
Everybody got an opinion.
But what happens when we really talk about it? B-B-B-B-R-I-A-N. The BBP.
It's the BBP. Tell me what you really think. What? Brian's Brain, we go deeper than you ever think. Let's go. Real talk, no cap. We got facts on tap. You can love it or hate it, but we talking about that. Cameras on, mic check. 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2. You got questions, I got answers in time. We can talk about relationships, life, politics, and headlines. We can debate it all night. I got my opinion, you can have yours too. Now come inside Brian's Brain to see a man's point of view. It's the BBP. Tell me what you think. What? Brian's Brain, we go deeper than you ever think. Let's go. Real talk, no cap. We putting facts on the map. You can love it or hate it, but we talking about that.
Everybody's got something to say, so say it.
Welcome to the Brian's Brain Podcast.
This the BBP. Tell me what you really think. Brian's Brain, we go deeper than you ever think. Let's go. Real talk, no cap. Putting facts on the map. You can love it or hate it, but we talking about that.
Everybody's got something to say, so say it.
Welcome to the Brian's Brain Pod.
This the BBP. Tell me what you really think. Brian's Brain, we go deeper than you ever think. Let's go. Real talk, no cap. Putting facts on the map. You can love it or hate it, but we talking about that.
Everybody got an opinion.
But what happens when we really talk about it? B-B-B-B-R-I-A-N. The BBP.
It's the BBP. Tell me what you really think. What? Brian's Brain, we go deeper than you ever think. Let's go. Real talk, no cap. We got facts on tap. You can love it or hate it, but we talking about that. Cameras on, mic check. 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2. You got questions, I got answers in time. We can talk about relationships, life, politics, and headlines. We can debate it all night. I got my opinion, you can have yours too. Now come inside Brian's Brain to see a man view. This the BBP.
BBP, tell me what you think.
What? Brian's Brain.
We go deeper than you'd ever think.
Let's go. Real talk, no cap. We putting facts on the map. You can love it or hate it, but we talking about that.
Everybody's got something to say.
So say. Welcome to the Brian's Brain Podcast. This the BBP.
BBP, tell me what you think.
What? Brian's Brain.
We go deeper than you'd ever think.
Let's go. Real talk, no cap. We putting facts on the map. You can love it or hate it, but we talking about that.
Everybody's got something to say.
So say. Welcome to the Brian's Brain Podcast. This the BBP.
BBP, tell me what you think.
What? Brian's Brain.
We go deeper than you'd ever think.
Let's go. Real talk, no cap. We putting facts on the map. You can love it or hate it, but we talking about that. This the BBP. can love it or hate it, but we talking about that.
Everybody got an opinion.
But what happens when we really talk about it? B-B-B-B-R-I-A-N. The BBP.
It's the BBP. Tell me what you really think. What? Brian's brain. We go deeper than you ever think. Let's go. Real talk, no cap. We got facts on tap. You can love it or hate it, but we talking about that. Cameras on. Mic check. 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2. You got questions, I got answers in time. We can talk about relationships, life, politics, and headlines. We can debate it all night. I got my opinion. You can have yours too. Now come inside Brian's brain to see him in view. This the BBP.
BBP, tell me what you think.
What? Brian's brain.
We go deeper than you'd ever think.
Let's go. Real talk, no cap. We putting facts on the map. You can love it or hate it, but we talking about that.
Everybody's got something to say.
So say. Welcome to the Brian's Brain Podcast. It's the BBP.
BBP, tell me what you think.
What? Brian's brain.
We go deeper than you'd ever think.
Let's go. Real talk, no cap. We putting facts on the map. You can love it or hate it, but we talking about that.
Everybody's got something to say.
So say. Welcome to the Brian's Brain Podcast. It's the BBP.
BBP, tell me what you think.
What? Brian's brain.
We go deeper than you'd ever think.
Let's go. Real talk, no cap. We putting facts on the map. You can love it or hate it, but we talking about that. This the BBP. It's the BBP.
BBP, tell me what you really think.
Brian's brain.
We go deeper than you'd ever think.
Let's go. Real talk, no cap. Putting facts on the map. You can love it or hate it, but we talking about that.
Everybody got an opinion.
But what happens when we really talk about it? B-B-B-B-R-I-A-N. The BBP.
It's the BBP. Tell me what you really think. What? Brian's brain. We go deeper than you ever think. Let's go. Real talk, no cap. We got facts on tap. You can love it or hate it, but we talking about that. Cameras on. Mic check. 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2. You got questions, I got answers in time. We can talk about relationships, life, politics, and headlines. We can debate it all night. I got my opinion. You can have yours too. Now come inside Brian's brain to see a man's point of view. It's the BBP. Tell me what you think. What? Brian's brain. We go deeper than you ever think. Let's go. Real talk, no cap. We putting facts on the map. You can love it or hate it, but we talking about that.
Everybody's got something to say, so say it.
Welcome to the Brian's Brain Podcast.
This the BBP. Tell me what you really think. Brian's brain. We go deeper than you ever think. Let's go. Real talk, no cap. Putting facts on the map. You can love it or hate it, but we talking about that.
Everybody's got something to say. So say it.
Welcome to the Brian's Brain Pod.
It's the BBP. Tell me what you really think. Brian's brain. We go deeper than you ever think. Let's go. Real talk, no cap. Putting facts on the map. You can love it or hate it, but we talking about that.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Brian Redmond, and we are back once again for another episode of Brian's Brain Podcast. That was my new intro song. It's actually two versions that I had snuck in there. I'm still on the fence. I'm thinking right now that I'm gonna use one for the beginning of the show and one for the end. I think I'm just gonna wind up doing it that way because I like both versions. Unless I can tweak it a little different way. So, but for right now, that's pretty much what I got. I hope you guys like it. I love it. I've been listening to it. and it took me about a week or so to tweak it and get it right. But I really like the last two versions that I got of it. So I'm gonna try to play it again at the end. So y'all let me know what y'all think though. But with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and get right into the show. Please click that like button to help share the show, whether you're watching on YouTube or Rumble. We definitely want to promote the channel. Click the like button. If you have not subscribed, please do subscribe to make sure that you are joined. And when you hit the subscribe button, go to the little bell and hit that so you get all the alerts when I go live on the show. You'll know. Let me see if my autofocus is on. It is. Let me turn that off. But yeah, so I definitely want to make sure that you guys are getting my alerts when I do go live, and all that good stuff. I did want to, before I got into the show, I did want to talk a little bit about, because I think I'm going to actually do a show about the Stephen A. Smith and the NABJ, the National Association of Black Journalists. I think that's it. And them giving him the thumbs down award. And I was kind of like upset at Stephen A. as to not just how he responded, well, more so into the way that he responded and how he really like chose his words. And it's like, I guess my biggest problem with it was like, when people show you who they are, believe them. Why would you put yourself in a situation or in a position to where, you know, somebody who, or a group rather, who clearly disrespected you, and it was all about personal feelings and attack. There was nothing, and I mean nothing, that was I guess you would say like founded. They didn't like, yeah, they look way better. There was nothing that they like was able to like prove. They just literally did not like what you said. And I couldn't believe the fact that they gave this man a thumbs down, somebody who has not only consistently supported him, but they felt the need, because they may have disagreed with something that he said, that they gave him this thumbs down award. And I just couldn't understand like why he felt the need to really choose his words in responding to them. Because it was like, bro, they pretty much showed you what they thought about you, and they pretty much told you like why you got the award, and it's because of they felt you should not say certain things about a certain group, i.e. Black women. And the fact that you did, you got this thumbs down award. And all of the other shit that you've done for them, as far as like putting, I don't know, maybe bringing a national syndicated television show to their event, probably tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars in donations. I don't know how much he's given to them, but just the overall media support, the mentoring and all of that kind of stuff that he has done for them, I was just totally shocked at how they repaid or showed him what they thought of him. Just because they thought or they felt as though what he did or how he did some things wasn't, they didn't agree with. But it's like, if I can't say what I want to say, what are we talking about? And this is a journalist group. These are journalists that are telling Stephen A. he's getting a thumbs down because of what he said. So journalism, freedom of speech, all that good shit, that's all out the window when it comes to Black women. That's all out the window when it comes to Black women. You can't say what you want to say when it comes to Black women. And that to me is asinine. And the fact that he didn't call that out, and the fact that he tried to isolate it to where it was only the people on the board, I just didn't understand why he did that. Like, bro, go where you celebrate it, not where you tolerate it. And clearly, they tolerating you, bro. And only because of them being able to eat off of you. So as long as they can use you, and as long as the group can benefit from you, they're not celebrating you, they're tolerating. And I'm telling you, I felt bad for Stephen A. I did. I felt bad for him because I know that he was trying to really help them out. And that's how they repaid him. Thumbs down award. He pretty much got the middle finger award. I was really just shocked at the fact that he literally just, him being who he is and with everything that he has going for him, he felt the need to really try to like explain himself as far as, you know, like why they did this and all of that. And I know it's not everybody. And it's like, well, it is everybody. If the group is talking about it and the board or whatever, they decided on it or they voted on it or whoever did, from the president on down, that's the leadership and the mindset of the leadership. They obviously did not fire the president. She's still in power. She's still in her position. So they agree. They may not tell you that, but they with it. Because I guarantee you, if she was trying to give that award to somebody else and they disagreed, they wouldn't let her do it. Let her try to give that award to Barack Obama. They wouldn't let her do it. Let her try to give that award to Oprah Winfrey. They wouldn't let her do it. None of them would. None of them would. So the fact that he let them give him that award, and then he felt the need to kind of like put his hat in hand and respond, I wish we could have just had a conversation. I would have been like, so that's how you really feel? Cool. And y'all could, and whatever, because I'm not saying that just because he's supporting them or he's giving them money or whatever the case may be, that they can't say anything about something that he's done or take issue with it. But to somebody who's done so much for you, you at least have the respect to have a conversation with them as opposed to airing out the dirty laundry with them. Now, if they tried to meet with Stephen A. and he didn't do it, he didn't let them meet with him, or he kept putting it off or wouldn't have a conversation, that's one thing. But he ain't that kind of dude. He ain't done nothing like that. He even acts like, why couldn't we just discuss this? As opposed to you giving me, and that's the whole thing. Niggas get on TV and niggas get online and niggas get in these celebrity positions. And the first thing that they do is talk about why niggas don't support each other, why black folks can't support each other. This is why. Out of all of the shit that the NABJ could have been doing, this what the fuck y'all taking time out to do. And niggas be the main one talking about you disparaging black folks. You ain't staying on code. But ain't nobody got no problem with these women doing it. Ain't nobody got no problem with them doing it. It's like what my man say, it's cool when you do it. It's a problem when I do it. Y'all gonna let this motherfucker just get scot-free. Ain't nobody got shit to say. Hey, Stephen A., thumbs down for you, buddy. Why would a black fucking group like this even have an award like that? Why? And why y'all giving it to black folks? It's bad enough that y'all ain't got many people following y'all and supporting y'all in the first goddamn place. And y'all think y'all got time to talk shit about somebody that y'all don't like? Exactly, Big Joe. Let's put that up there. But they gave Roland Martin a pass. Y'all ain't had shit to say about it. Where's the journalism on that? Ain't nobody talking about that? Another black man cheating on his black wife? Oh, y'all ain't got shit to say about that though, huh? Fuck his thumbs down. A black man cheating on his married black wife. Y'all ain't got nothing to say about that. But y'all giving Stephen A the thumbs down. Ain't that some shit? Pulled up in the CADILL, bumping AC ho, AP those, PIMP, anything that automatically, because he's a pimp, he gotta be. Full of that. If you only know if you're from Chicago. But I'm just saying, why would you all take the time out of your schedules and take time out in your award show to disparage a black man just because you don't like what he said about black women? Not that he lied, because the nigga told no lies. He told straight truths. Y'all didn't like what he said about Jasmine Crockett, old ghetto, poor representing ass. She was a piss poor representation. But y'all don't want to say nothing about that? Okay, but he did. And now y'all mad? And now you get the thumbs down the wall because he said it? Meanwhile, you got this black woman getting embarrassed by her husband because of the fuckery he's doing online. But that shit get to pass. This nigga still on the board. He's still voting down, voting for shit, whatever the case may be. Ain't that something? This is why niggas don't get taken seriously. This is why people talk shit about niggas, because y'all full of shit. You a bunch of self-righteous motherfuckers that think that because you done went to school, you done went to college, that you know better than everybody else and that you're smarter and a better person than everybody else. And it's a bunch of bullshit. You just like the rest of us niggas. Full of shit on bullshit. All that alpha phi alpha shit that Roland Martin is on, black man this and the black power to this, black people to that, you still embarrassing your wife, nigga. In the worst way. Dropping it low, dropping it like it's hot. Popping your ass and getting fingering and all that shit going on. You still embarrassing them. Embarrassing her. Why? Because you can do whatever you want to do, but somebody say something or do something that y'all don't like, that y'all all over it. And y'all supposed to be journalists. Whatever happened to journalistic integrity? Just telling the truth, telling the facts, doing the show or writing a story about the facts. Whatever happened to that? Y'all only want to talk about the people y'all don't like. And as long as the a person or group is doing what y'all want them to do and y'all manipulating or controlling them and y'all like them, y'all can let them do whatever they want. They can commit crimes, break laws, do whatever, fuck over people. Y'all don't give a shit. But the minute they do something or say something you don't like that hurt your feelings, then y'all all over and y'all trying to tear him down. Not that he lied, because he didn't. He just told the truth and gave his opinion. This is why people don't take y'all serious. This is why when y'all NABJ motherfuckers get up and try to tell us who we should vote for, this is the kind of shit to where we look at y'all and be like, get the fuck out our face, because we know y'all are on a different agenda. And it's all about who y'all like, and y'all putting it under the guise of, we out here trying to uplift the race. We up here trying to take care of black people. We trying to get us black folks elevated to where we bullshit. Y'all ain't trying to do a goddamn thing but toe the line and get paid and run shit. That's it. And you'll do whatever, say whatever, hurt whoever, besmirch whatever, and whoever, and lie on whoever or whatever for that said position. And yes, Big Joe, it's fucking disgusting. And that's why when all those little black clubs and black groups get together, I side eye every last one of them. I side eye every last one of them because y'all always with the shits. Whether it's the alphabet people doing some fuck shit, whether it's these other groups doing some fuck shit, it don't matter. whoever's willing to kiss y'all ass and give y'all money, y'all motherfuckers are supporting them 1000%, no matter what moral compass they have, no matter what they do that's right, or what they do that's wrong, no matter who they hurt, y'all don't give a fuck as long as they are lining your pockets and supporting your own fucked up causes. Y'all are with the shit, and you get mad when other niggas don't toe the line and do the same thing y'all doing, and it's insane. I'm not saying you don't have a choice, because you do what you want to do, but don't be mad and don't try to tear somebody else down because they not own the same shit you own. It makes no sense. But that is the nature of that beast. That's why I don't fuck with the whole black bourgeoisie, the black boule, whatever the fuck y'all want to call them. That's why I don't fuck with them. When I hear a bunch of niggas talking about they educated and they doing some shit, I start going the other way, because I don't want to hear that shit. Because I know what those people are like. Y'all think because y'all done went to a fucking school, y'all ain't did no work in the streets, y'all don't know shit about the streets, y'all don't know how to get it from the mud or whatever. Y'all think because y'all sat in a fucking classroom and did what you were told and read from a book that you're better than somebody. And you think everybody else, especially niggas, are beneath you and should be doing what you say, following what you say. No matter if the shit is true, made up, or whatever. Just do what I say and shut up, nigga. Or I'm going to talk about your ass too. That's pretty much how they act. That's it. But be that as it may, I just say I think I am going to do the story now because I'm really fired up about the shit. Stephen A., if somebody could get this to you, hey, bro, don't apologize for who you are to nobody. You do what you feel is right. You speak your mind and you speak from the heart and do what it is you feel is the right thing to do. And I'm telling you, as brash as it may sound, fuck everybody else, bro, because you will never make them happy. They will never respect you. Anytime you try to sit back and talk to them and still try to kowtow to them, and trying to sit and trying to mend bridges with them, if they don't have enough respect to talk to you before they do some fuckery, they don't respect you. And they're just using you, man. Take your time, your energy, and your resources elsewhere. Do your own thing and build your own thing. You want to help some black journalists and young black authors and all that shit, bro? Do it your goddamn self. Don't be sitting here trying to support some bullshit ass organization that will fucking turn its back on you and stab you in the back in a fucking heartbeat like they did. You done did too much for that goddamn organization and for them to turn around and treat you like that. Not saying that they can't have a disagreement with you, bro, but the fact that they treated you that way and they disrespected you that way, it goes to show that no matter what you did for them, it didn't matter. Because the minute they had a chance to tear your ass down, they did it, and they did it without any level of respect. They could have brought you onto their platform, or you could have brought them onto your platform, and y'all could have had a conversation about this and shown the world how when black folks disagree, how they should have a conversation instead of giving out some fucked up bullshit ass award. It's just like that stupid shit that Tariq Nasheed does, giving out the Coon Train Award. I hope somebody take that Coon Train and shove that shit down his motherfucking throat one day. Or smack him with it. Just because you don't like what somebody's doing, you got to give them an award to disparage them. Why? Why waste your time and your energy doing that if you're doing the right thing? If you're so-called the righteous group, have a conversation with them. Or leave them the fuck alone and let them do what they're doing. All right, that's enough of that. Let's go ahead and let's get into the show tonight, which is talking about what I call the Waka Flocka cameras. Now, for those of you who do not know what the Waka Flocka cameras are, these are cameras that have been put up across various cities throughout the country, and these are supposed to be cameras that are for stolen vehicles and stolen property and things like that. However, I got several problems with this. Several problems. And the problems that I have with this, they are valid. They are not just, oh, I just don't like him. I want to go out and commit crime. Nope. The issues that I have about these cameras, I believe to be very valid. And I'm willing to have a conversation or debate anybody about them. But I want to give you guys some information first on what I was able to see about these cameras. And you all can literally tell me what you think. You can put it in the comment section or whatever the case may be. But like I said, I believe this to be a big problem because anytime that you have unfettered access to power, it is never a good thing. The old adage of the road to hell is paved with good intentions, absolutely true. Absolutely true. But this here, this is a big problem for me, and I don't like it because of what this is going to lead to, and it's already happening. Already. So let's watch.
The battle over flock traffic cameras moving from community meetings.
The majority of people do not want to be filmed.
Please do the right thing.
To the streets themselves. NBC affiliate KARE 11 reporting cities across Minnesota say the surveillance cameras are targets stolen, damaged, or vandalized in recent months.
We have 6 cameras, and only 2 of them are active right now. 4 have been damaged at different points in time.
And even a candidate for Congress in Tennessee running as an independent is currently facing felony vandalism charges for allegedly using a shotgun to take out flock cameras. He's yet to enter a plea. His campaign said he is unable to comment on the allegations. Clearly, a debate playing out from coast to coast.
I think we should completely remove them.
NBC News covered the controversy in depth last month as dozens of municipalities canceled or let their contracts with Flock expire over the past year, and at least 15 more rejected proposed Flock contracts due to community pushback.
Your community is telling you that we don't want this.
The cameras are installed at intersections and capture detailed vehicle data, which AI can analyze to identify people and alert authorities who say it's an important crime-fighting tool. But critics argue they go too far.
Exactly. And that's the thing. People are talking about these cameras saying, oh, they're just for people when they steal your cars, and if somebody steals your car, we can find it in just seconds. And yeah, I'm not debating that. And I get it. But that's not the only thing that it's watching. It's watching people. And all I'm saying to you is that when you have something like this in play with no fucking rules and regulations behind it, nobody's monitoring this. No, they are not. Great question. And that's another reason why I wanted to do this, because they're trying to make it seem like it's really nothing. And it isn't. This is bullshit. It's a whole nother game. So Dale says, are flock cameras the same as speed light cameras where they're trying to see if you're doing something illegal? No, they are not. They are not. They are cameras that have AI embedded in them, into the software, to where they are watching, hear me, everything. Everything. So they're not just looking at license plate cars. They looking at your ass walking in a fucking parking lot at Walmart. Just walking. So when you're talking about something that has unfettered access to the world, and then you're talking about, well, who's actually watching this shit? And they try to make it seem like, man, don't nobody have time to sit and watch these cameras. Bullshit. Bullshit. Because with AI, what I can do, I can have AI look for whatever I want it to look for. So yeah, it may look for stolen Durango, Dodge Durango. Great. But what about somebody who's walking down the street wearing a red polo shirt? What about somebody who's walking down the street with a black gym bag? Couldn't I very easily tell it to look for that? You sure in the fuck could. And if there's nobody governing that, if there's nobody having things in place to where that kind of shit is safeguarded, that is unfettered access to information that they should not have access to. I don't want my government officials. I don't want my local law enforcement, my federal government officials. I don't want nobody having access to information like this. This is a big problem. They talking about, well, you know, the fact that these people are out here and crimes are being committed, this will help reduce crime. Yeah, it could potentially help reduce crime, but it could also help motherfuckers commit crimes. It can also help motherfuckers violate your fucking civil rights too.
I'm all for putting the bad guys away. I've got a wife and baby at home, so I understand. But I do think it's definitely an invasion of privacy.
This is above and beyond the license plate detection, and you can see that it sort of follows him in the shot.
For our previous coverage, I met with the co-founders. For our previous coverage, I met
plate detection, and you can see that it sort of follows him. It's above and beyond the license plate detection, and you can see that it sort of follows him.
That shit ain't following no license plate,
coverage,
is it?
I met
It's
with the
following a
co-founders of
motherfucker.
Deflock Pasadena, a grassroots organization hoping to pressure Pasadena to cancel its existing contract with Flock. What's the biggest concern here?
I think the biggest concern is that if these technologies were used by police for a wrongful conviction, it basically ruins someone's life.
I also wanted to get a sense of how they're being used by law enforcement, so we went to Alameda County. You hear an alert tone. What does that tell you?
So the alert tone is related to the license plate readers, and it lets us know that there's been an activation. There's one right now on a vehicle traveling past one of our cameras that are positioned in a public place.
What could that mean exactly?
Right.
It can mean a number of things. That camera network is hooked up to the Department of Justice, so the stolen vehicle system. It could be an armed robbery car, carjacking.
So he said it could mean a number of things. So it's not just one thing. It could mean a number of things. Here's the other part to that. How many times has there been incidents where somebody had a particular case or a particular infraction against them or whatever you want to call it, and the shit didn't get updated in enough time? Somebody got a warrant, the warrant got taken care of, but the warrant is still showing in the system because some motherfucker got off at 3 o'clock when they were supposed to get off at 5 o'clock and didn't update the paperwork. So now I done walked my ass up out the courthouse thinking I'm free and clear, and I done did what I needed to do. Meanwhile, because somebody didn't update the file today, my shit is still active. How many times has that shit happened? I can't even count. I can't even count. But here's the other part too. Who's watching this motherfucker while he's watching these cameras? Who's governing this group, Alameda Police Department? Who's governing them while they're watching these cameras? It's just like when you know that when you have when police officers are in their vehicles and they have their MCTs and they run a license plate, do you know that they just cannot just run a plate? They gotta have some type of reason. So if I'm sitting in the fucking I'm on the fucking job and I see my girlfriend get out of a car and I want to know who the fuck that is, it's illegal for me to just run that motherfucker's plate because I think my girl cheating. And there's an actual audit trail that shows every plate that an officer runs in their vehicle. See what I mean? So I can't just be running plates at random. There has to be some type of infraction. There has to be some type of probable cause in order for me to run a plate to pull a motherfucker over. I can't just sit back and just be running plates. But with this camera shit, how the fuck could who's stopping me from doing that? I want to watch my girl every time she leave the block. Oh, there's a flock camera over here. What's stopping me from pointing that flock camera down my block to see what the fuck is going on 24/7 so I can see who pulling up to my girlfriend's house, who leaving my girlfriend's house, what's to stop me from doing that? It ain't nothing stopping me. And there's nobody watching this shit. There's nobody governing this shit. They just have unfettered access to just raw information and data. Here's the other kicker. How do we know it's secured? Who the fuck else is watching these feeds? Who has access to these feeds? Is it possible to sell the information from these feeds? The data from these feeds? What if I'm sitting there? Could a motherfucker go to a police department and buy their flock data? We don't need no plates or nothing. You can what do you call it? Not detect. Shit. When you black something out, you could shit. But you can black that shit out. I don't know. It'll come to me sooner or later. You could black that out. Right? Redact. There we go. You can redact the license plate information. We just want to count the cars that are coming into the city. So every year, Alameda County has 17,000 vehicles that roll in and out of the city. That's valuable data, depending on the company. Right. My man said a bunch of Judge Dreads behind the cameras. Mr. I am the law. Bullshit, man.
A murder vehicle.
I mean, this thing is going off.
We get a lot of alerts in this county.
While it may receive information from federal law enforcement.
And he said a lot of alerts. He didn't say what the alerts were for. It's just a lot of alerts.
Alameda County insists the data isn't flowing the other way.
We have absolutely no external sharing with any federal agencies or immigration. There is no way they could access our data without our knowledge.
Oakland, which is in Alameda County, also has seen its flock cameras vandalized with paint earlier this year. Flock insists it's strengthened guard.
So here's what they just said, that information is not being shared. Great. Sounds good. How do you guarantee that? And then I get it. It may not be getting shared today. Let me give you the benefit of the doubt. So it's not getting shared today. What about tomorrow? What about a year from now? What about 5 years from now? Here's the thing. There's no legislation in place. There's no policies in place about that information and what happens to that information for perpetuity. Is it erased in 60 days? Is it erased in 90 days? Is it erased in 180 days? If it is, who erases it? How do we confirm that it's been erased? So let's just say, well, we erase that data every 30 days. Okay, you erase it every 30 days. How do we know? We erase the data every 7 days. Okay, you erase it every 7 days. How do we know? We just got to trust that y'all do that shit? Because what happens when it doesn't get erased in 30 days? How do we know? Where's the accountability? How can you check that? How can you confirm that? That's the problem with this, because it's just a bunch of talk, but there's no way to verify. And I don't like when my data, with my information is being exposed, I don't like not being able to verify what's going on and happening with my data.
Rails to secure data that's being collected.
Well, I know there's concerns about whether or not this data is being shared with ICE. Flock does not have a relationship with ICE.
The company says where it's shared is really up to local authorities.
Cities actually control the data completely and have complete authority over how it's being used.
Back in Minnesota, KARE 11 reports data that isn't part of an active investigation has to be deleted within 60 days, according to state law.
The second we realize the vehicle is not involved, it's gone.
So did you hear that? That's in one state. What's the state law or statute in Virginia? What is it in Texas? What is it in Wyoming? What is it in California? What is it in Illinois? We don't know. And that's the thing, that data just being there, and there's nobody to confirm and govern what is going on with that data. Why would we want to have something like that in place, up and running, and that stuff not already be decided and figured out?
30 days later, it's deleted. No one ever pays attention to it again.
Still, the controversy not likely to be wiped clean anytime soon. Dana Griffin, NBC News.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories.
That's all I'm saying. Oh, wait.
I think they could just take that down. It wouldn't bother me a bit.
All I'm asking is, like, let's pump the brakes, because I don't think a lot of people understand data. None of you can guarantee there won't be a security break.
Flux cameras make it easier than ever to search for citizens' movements without a warrant.
Biggest concern was who has access to the information, to the data.
Yep.
Since we first told you about flock surveillance cameras a few weeks ago, the anti-flock movement has exploded. Get the flock out is what it's called. It's exploded all across the country. People are spray painting them, tearing them down, demanding they be removed. Initially, these cameras were sold as crime fighting tools to help police catch kidnappers and track stolen cars. And they do that. Just this morning, police in California were able to catch an alleged kidnapper using flock cameras to locate the suspect. Happened also in Atlanta last week. Critics argue the real danger isn't just the technology, of course, it's who has access to it. Every time your car passes one of these flock cameras, it logs your license plate and creates a record of where you've been. That record sticks around for at least 30 days. There are already over 120,000 flock cameras around the country.
And that's my problem. Big Brother is fucking watching. And I don't want Big Brother watching me. I'm not committing any crimes. If the police want to track, that's what the police are for. But we don't have as many police we used to. They hire some more. I don't want the police having information on where my vehicle is going just because I'm out and I'm driving. Because I'm telling you right now, today they're looking for criminals. They're looking for murderers and kidnappers and lost vehicles. Tomorrow, they'll be looking for a motherfucker that ain't paid their water bill. They'll be looking for a motherfucker that hasn't paid their income tax. They'll be looking for a motherfucker that hasn't done this or paid that, ain't paid their child support. And they'll be taking that information, funneling that information. Oh, yeah, Brian's over here. He's on 87th and Western. Send the police over there right now to track him down and get him locked up because... And then the minute somebody puts in the wrong information on me, and it ain't me, it's somebody else named Ryan, but they got Brian because some fucker done fat-fingered my name. Now I'm the one getting guns pointed at me, and I'm the one getting pulled out of a car, treated like a felon in a felony stop because somebody fat-fingered and made a mistake. Oops, I'm sorry.
But some police officers have begun misusing the technology. Just this week, the Washington Post reported that number is at least 50 and growing. This week, in more...
50 officers have already abused this system. Officers, these are supposedly the good guys. What do you do with this? 50 LEOs, 50 law enforcement officers were charged with or accused of misusing the flock camera system that were caught. We ain't talking about the motherfuckers that ain't got caught. But at least 50 have already broken the law with these cameras. You let that shit sink in. What do you think they did? They was tracking motherfuckers they probably shouldn't have been tracking. Gaining information on shit that they shouldn't be having access to gain. That's the thing. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. Well, we could track everything. Don't mean you should. Well, we could see whenever someone takes a shower and they're using the extra they're using the extra water that they shouldn't be. You shouldn't. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. That's the problem with this. You got 50 cops already that's fucking around and finding out with this that we know of. We're not talking about ones that done got away with the shit. We're not talking about the ones that know how to work the shit and do it to where they don't get caught. We talking about the ones that have just that got caught with their hand in the cookie jar fucking around, and now they found out. 50. That's 50 too many in my book. That's all I'm saying.
Mooresville, North Carolina, just north of Charlotte. A female officer allegedly used the department's flock cameras database to track her ex-boyfriend's wife's movement 31 times.
Do you hear that? This one bitch. One bitch, this is what she did. One. She tracked her ex-boyfriend's wife or girl, or what did they say? Let me get it right, because I don't want to lie.
Just today, the chief of 31 times track her ex-boyfriend's wife's movement 31.
She tracked her ex-boyfriend's wife movement 31 times. And this is the police doing this shit. That's all I'm saying. This is not a good thing. That's why they need to have a bunch of guardrails in place before you turn this shit on. Don't turn some shit on just because you can. You need to have shit in place to keep motherfuckers honest. Because all it takes is one bitch to do some shit like this. And what do you have? That said officer then showed up to her job and shot her 17 times. She's now being arraigned, and meanwhile, another bitch is dead that didn't even know she was being followed.
Times. Just today, the chief of police said they've already found 10 other questionable incidences of potential abuse by other officers. Tonight, that man, Mooresville Police Chief Ron Camperchani, joins us. Chief, first of all, I want to say to our viewers how exceptional it is that you are here. Very rarely, when there's these kinds of allegations, does a chief of police come out and be willing to go on national television and talk about them. I applaud that, and our viewers are certainly grateful for it. Your constituents should also be grateful and reassured by it. These 10 other incidents, 3 of them, I understand, are potentially significant. Can you tell us what they are?
Well, I can talk in generalities about it, right? When we went through our audit, we saw that there was 10 incidents, officers that showed us some concerns. As we started to go more through the data, she was obviously the first for a number of reasons, right? I mean, she's tracking her boyfriend's ex-wife. There's a problematic. They're in a custody battle. So we knew that we had to put that one to bed pretty quick because of all the potential that could happen.
And this is my next question. He said they did an audit. Imagine the departments that aren't doing an audit. Imagine the people that should be doing audits that aren't. But here's the thing. Who's auditing the auditors? If this is law enforcement that's doing these audits, who's getting the results and the information from these audits? Because he could have just very well been honest and is taking action against it. But what about the department that don't want to take any action? That's not doing an audit. That's not submitting the information being found out from the audit to the proper authorities. What about those? Yeah, Big Mo, I feel what you're saying, dog. I feel what you're saying, but that's your ass. That ain't this bitch here from Mooresville Police Department. That ain't her. She said, I'm going to use this flock to watch this motherfucking bitch of my ex-boyfriend wife and see where she go 31 motherfucking times. Bro, that's insane. And this is the police doing this. And all I'm saying is there are a lot, and you know this too, bro. There are a lot of guardrails in place to police the police. Like I was just talking about how motherfuckers run plates. You just can't run plates and sit in McDonald's parking lot or Walmart parking lot and just run plates all day. You got to have a reason, whether you're on the traffic detail or if there is something that you saw that was probable cause in order for you to do it. You can't just sit up and track down your ex-boyfriend's motherfucking girlfriend's license plates. That's all I'm saying. And with this shit here, they didn't do that yet. And that's why it's so problematic.
There. So that one took some time. We wanted to make sure. And then, so we got her arrested, and now we're moving on to the other ones. I can tell you as of this evening, we've eliminated most of those.
Okay.
We are down to one more.
One more questionable issue. In the operational impact policy changes, enforced safeguards, expanded investigation, problematic finding system audits. The department will maintain its strict 30-day recurring audit log to spot unauthorized searches. Officers must now provide active case number and answer verification prompts for every single search. The question I would have is, why wouldn't these safeguards have been in place before?
Exactly.
Yeah, I think, because Flock is so new that they have a pretty detailed drop-down menu that's used. But what we found is that the drop-down menu doesn't have everything that we need in there.
Okay.
And I think, unfortunately, events like this spotlight the little problems that could be in those systems. So we put an additional safeguard, as you said, to have a case number in there where there has to be a little more information about what you're doing, where you're doing it, and just more information that we need, that we feel comfortable having.
Okay. There have been...
And this is my other thing. And this was a problem with the speed cameras, the red light cameras. There was a problem with those cameras in Chicago. And you know what the problem was? Those cameras were found to be, listen to what I'm saying, disproportionately placed in urban communities. Red light cameras. So that means your ass speeding, running a red light. Those cameras were disproportionately placed more so in urban areas, aka the hood, more so than other areas in the city. Politicians were allowing those cameras and putting those cameras in their areas to where people in the hood were getting taxed, getting those. Now, just so you know, speed and red light ticket is $100 or $150 in Chicago. I think they're $150. Red light camera ticket, $150. Speeding, $100. So just imagine you got these cameras in place in these areas where it's mostly black folks in the hood getting taxed. Meanwhile, over in the white areas, less cameras or no cameras. See what I mean? Who's governing that? Who's watching over that? Who's seeing what those cameras and who's placing those cameras and who has the authority to vote on where those cameras go? Who in the hell is doing that? Same thing with these cameras. Who's determining where the flocks are going? Who's determining how many flocks are in an area? Just saying. You want to put a flock up on a bridge to see who's leaving an island and coming to an island. I get it. One camera on, or two cameras, one on this side of the bridge, one on the other side of the bridge. Okay. But what about if it's 30 cameras? Where are they at and why are they there? Why would people be, and that's the whole thing with these people. That's why I ain't really mad at them for tearing these motherfuckers up. Because you're talking 24-hour surveillance on people. That's some old Gestapo type shit. Because people are trying to make it and put it under the guise now, well, it's only for stolen vehicles and kidnapped kids and murderers. And that's what it is now. That's how it starts. 2 years from now, 3 years from now. Then what is it going to be for? Whatever an asshole cop is sitting up there looking for and they tired, I want to check on my girlfriend, I want to check on my boyfriend, I want to check on my mom and them. That's what I'm saying. If you want to, I got you, Mo. If you want to create a fishbowl, you want to be able to see what's going on, get your cops out in the streets. You ain't got enough cops, that's your first thing. Fix that problem. You need more cops, go find more cops. Get your cops out the fucking office and get your cops on the street. Get them on the beat. I get it. You want to know who coming in and out of an area? Put a cop out there on them streets. You sitting up with a bunch of cameras and having motherfuckers have unfettered access to them? Hell no. Hell no. To the no, no, no. It don't work like that. Exactly. Morpheus says we already got air tags in the iPhones. Yeah. Imagine if the police had access to everybody's phone. Imagine if there was a feed that showed everybody's phone number, what tower they on, where they at, to where the motherfuckers just sit up and watch that shit all day. So now, instead of having my 400 cops out in the streets, I got 40 of them sitting there looking at screens every day. So when I need to find a motherfucker, hey, can you find such and such Jones? Let's see, such and such Jones, put it in the computer. Hey, I found it. Yep, I'm tracking their cell phone. They right here. They on 83rd and Wilshire. Imagine that kind of shit. And all it takes is for one motherfucker to fuck up on some information to get the wrong person to be in a situation where now you done pulled over, stopped, pulled a gun on, or shot the wrong motherfucker because somebody made a mistake. Yes, you got to have a search warrant now. You got to have a search warrant now, Mo. But if you don't have to have a search warrant, then what happens? That's what I'm saying. Ain't no search warrant for these flock cameras. Them motherfuckers just up and running. Them flock cameras is up and running like a trap house on the first of the month. That shit up and running.
Dozens of cities that have now canceled their contracts with Flock because people are now seeing what access to information the government has. The CEO of Flock was on News Nation earlier today. Take a listen.
We believe that everyone has a fundamental right to be safe, regardless of what zip code you were born in. Any level of abuse, greater than zero, of Flock or any police tool is unacceptable. When you're given power, which is what we give to local law enforcement, accountability has to be there.
I do.
And that's all I'm saying. And right now, ain't no accountability. Yes. Great. Yep. So here, and this is why I love Mo, because he coming with the facts. He coming with the law. No expectation of privacy in public. Absolutely correct. However, having no expectation of privacy in public doesn't mean you get unfettered access to cameras. That's just like my Ring camera. The police just can't tap into my camera and see it without my permission. My Ring camera is pointing out into the public. So, no, there's no expectation of privacy in the public. I get it, but they don't have access to it. That's my problem. The police should not have unfettered access to my camera and anybody else's. For what? You got to have some type of probable cause. It's just like I got my fucking garbage can, and my garbage can, I done threw away the garbage, but the garbage is sitting in my driveway. Just garbage. It's shit I've thrown away. Can't nobody just come and roll my motherfucking, go and look through my can. Why? Because it's on my property. But I saw him put something in there. I understand that, but you don't have access to just get on my property. That's what I'm saying. So it's private property. Where I go is my own private business. I should not have to report into the government every time I go to fucking Kroger. And the government shouldn't know when I go to fucking Kroger. They should not have access to that information. I'm not committing no crimes. There is no suspicion of me committing a crime. There is no probable cause. Y'all motherfuckers shouldn't be able to have access to that information. And that's my problem with the flock cameras. They have access. That's how that bitch was able to look at her fucking ex-boyfriend's girlfriend 31 times. Because of how that shit is set up. Now, if I'm trying to find Hannibal Lecter and he's on the run and he was reportedly just bit off a motherfucker's ear and is running down 73rd and Halsted, yes, I should be able to look at the flocks to see what's going on. Other than that, them flocks should be turned the fuck off. That's what I'm saying. Having this unfettered access and these motherfuckers just being on, that's bullshit. I'm trying to find a motherfucker who has committed a crime, and I am now in pursuit of that motherfucker, just like with the fucking helicopter. Helicopters just don't be flying around like, hey, what y'all doing down there? Look what y'all doing. Hey, what's going on there, baby? Hey. No. Hey, we got a motherfucking fucking Hemi Wildcat going down the goddamn Hellcat going down I-97. We need help to track this motherfucker. He's doing 130. I got you, bro. It's like there's a difference with that. You can't just have that unfettered access. When there's a crime, turn the shit on. When there ain't no crime, all that shit should be off. That's just my thing. That, and the reason why I say that, it keeps you honest. So when a bitch is working on her shift and that bitch turn on a flock camera, I know why. My sergeant told me to turn it on. Desk sergeant is watching on his own flock tonight, told me to turn it on. We got a shooting on 111th in Aberdeen. Turn on the flocks. Yeah, but it happened already. That's what the police are there for. They do. Yes, they do. They patrol the air, but they ain't following a motherfucker. That's all I'm saying. They not locked in on my car. That's all I'm saying. Right. This is another thing. The Patriot Act provides the government with the ability to accuse without reason. This was a fucking problem. And you know why this shit got passed through? Because of 9/11. Motherfuckers got scared. And that's why they're talking about this helps us track murderers and stolen vehicles. You want your car to be recovered, don't you? Nope. I don't need my car recovered. I got insurance. They come and steal my motherfucking car. If the police can't find it in enough time, I paid more than enough insurance to get my vehicle, to be compensated for my vehicle. That's all I'm saying. We're going to finish
to
this.
appreciate the somehow making this about safety, no matter whatever the zip code is. Props to whatever PR company gave him that advice. This is the first interview I've seen of him. But I guess the chief would be, if residents are so concerned about this, and it's clear people are upset, angry, scared by now the surveillance technology, why not just turn it off for a while?
Well, for us, I can tell you, boy, it's just been such a game changer here. You know, Mooresville's been growing exponentially for the last few years. We're just outside of Charlotte. We've doubled in size over the last 3 to 5 years, and we're going to double again in the next 3 to 5 years. So, and with that comes crime. It just does, right? You got more people coming into the area, more things. This has been a game changer for us. And to say like, well, let's just turn them off. The risk to public safety is always going to be there. And listen, I get it, right? I understand the concerns about privacy and data. I mean, but, you know, and that's the biggest thing, right? It's the collection thing. It's not about cameras and they make it about that, but geez,
Right.
I mean,
It's where all this data is and how much access there's. Hey, Chief,
absolutely.
we got to run, but I want to just say again how much we appreciate you coming on and what it says about you, about transparency. We need more police chiefs like you willing to come on and have these kind of conversations.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And that's my thing. How many police chiefs are not having this conversation? That's my problem. How many police chiefs are just using this information? That's all I'm saying, man. And that's why this is so problematic. There are no guardrails in place. Hold on, let me put this link out here for you, bro. 1 second. Is that it? And if anybody else would like the link, just let me know. I'm sending this to my boy Mo because I know him. So I'm gonna put it in your Facebook chat, Mo, so you can just check it out from there. And that's where the link is. Just make sure you got your StreamYard and got your camera and stuff, and you do a little test before you come in so we can hear you loud and clear. But that's my thing with this, is that knowing what you have and knowing what you have access to.
Okay, so there's been a lot of talk about flock cameras recently, with more people online speculating that they're being used to invade privacy rather than keeping people safe.
Officials in law enforcement say that's not the case, that they use flock cameras to solve crimes. But there's still a level of concern if you don't know exactly how they are used. So let's get some clarity here. We are learning more with former Secret Service agent Michael Verdon to talk about these flock cams. What would you say? Good morning, first of all. Thanks for being here, as always. What would you say to folks? Just sum up what they are, what they're used for.
Yeah, so let's explain what they do. They have a software. The software is called ALPR, which is Automated License Plate Recognition. It's analytics. All those cameras do is they record the license plate number, the make and model and color of the car. That's all it does.
And we just showed that that's a fucking lie. We just proved that, right? Just so you know, and that's why I did this, because I wanted to show what the propaganda looks like. This is a dude who's saying he's a former Secret Service agent, and he's talking that's all it does. It only records the make, the model, and the license plate. And they just showed footage, and I just showed you footage earlier of a flock camera following a person walking in a parking lot. No cars moving at all. And the flock camera was on his ass. You know why? Because that's what part of the AI, and all they got to do is flip a switch for facial recognition. I'm just saying. And I don't give a fuck when nobody say, I don't want my government knowing where the fuck I'm at just because I'm out in public. They do not get the right to have access to that. To know where I'm at and I ain't committed no crime, I ain't done shit, you don't need to be following me, and neither do your cameras. I protect my own goddamn self.
There's a misperception out there. There's no personal data acquired by these cameras. There's no facial recognition software. There's no personal identifiers. There's no video images of the driver. So
now let me educate y'all on that. So you heard what he said. There's no personal data. There's no image verification. I mean, no facial recognition software. Let me tell y'all something. You talking about somebody who has well over 25 years of IT experience. It's literally just a switch to throw on. Literally. Going into settings or going into options and turning on facial recognition. If that camera is good enough now to be able to lock in on and decode a license plate in a matter of seconds, it can absolutely, you can turn on the facial recognition properties of it or install or update it to where it does facial recognition. And it may not be able to do it today, but trust and believe it'll definitely be able to do it tomorrow. Don't think for 1 second that this dude is telling you some shit to, oh, that would never happen. We wouldn't do that. Bullshit. Just saying. So don't believe the hype, as Public Enemy would say.
Just to clear that up, it's just vehicle information.
So what happens after law enforcement has that vehicle information? Do we know how they use that?
Correct. And that's where there's been cases, have been reported court cases of misuse. So with that information, they are connected to criminal databases. One is NCIC, which is the National Criminal Information Center, so national crime data. Also, in Illinois, LEADS, the law enforcement agency's data system. So you get that plate, you put it through those databases. It could be a stolen vehicle. It could be an Amber Alert. It could be a missing person, or it could be a vehicle wanted in a crime. So it's a tremendous law enforcement tool when used appropriately.
Okay, and we've been reporting of late that
when used appropriately. And here's my thing. I just thought about this. Y'all want to track stolen cars? Fine. Turn that shit off. Turn off them screens. And you have the computer alert you when a stolen vehicle license plate has been inputted. It will then go through that system, and that system will find said vehicle and notify you when it shows up. Other than that, it's off. It will only look for these license plates, and you can configure that software to do that. You are only to look for and record this license plate. If these license plates, I got a list of stolen vehicles, and we upload that into the system. And once it's uploaded into the system and it has been registered as has been listed as a stolen vehicle, this is what Flock is looking for, nothing else. You see what I'm telling you? This is why I know that this is some bullshit. This is the beginning of the fuckery. That's all I'm saying. You can very easily set it up to do that. This will only alert when a stolen vehicle license plate has been detected. Other than that, there is no recorded information. There is that camera's not watching for anything else, and it won't lock in on shit else. But the stolen license plates is when we get an alert. It tells us where it saw it, and then we go. Just like that. Problem solved. Problem solved. No issue. You get one of those Amber Alerts, motherfucking somebody done ran off with their kid and got the kid in the trunk of the car, wherever the fuck, and they on the run, put that license plate in because a crime has been committed. Let's find it. Other than that, system's off. No information is being saved. The only time that computer will save information or record information is when it finds one of the license plates that have been put on the list for it to find. You see how easy I done fix that shit? That's all I'm saying.
Movement, kind of an underground move, vigilante stuff where folks are going around and they're taking these cameras down, they're vandalizing them, covering them up. I understand you recently had a conversation with the Lake Forest PD about these. Are they experiencing that? And what are they telling you about these cameras?
They haven't experienced the vandalism, but they're advocates of this software. So like the HOAs have used these cameras. Now here's the thing too is, it's your prerogative to share this information. You don't have to share this information with law enforcement. I think where law enforcement needs to kind of tighten up is, if you're a police department, I would only have a select few people have access to that data. Because back to that misuse of it, there was a police officer who ran a license plate 600 times for personal reasons.
Come on,
now,
bro.
if you're a police department, you should have an audit trail, a digital paper trail. Who logged into the
600 times. Oh, there you go. All right, for sure. Let me bring up my boy Mario. Hold on. What's good, brother? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you good, Doc.
I ain't putting my camera on. I'm laying in bed watching your ass.
Hey, man, that's too much information, man. Yes, sir. That's too much information, man. So
but
you
what's
watch
going
your cameras
on?
off, but yeah. So tell me what your thoughts are about the camera.
Man, first of all, let me introduce myself to your listeners.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Let them know my background and everything. Like I said, me and B, went to high school together from the Chi.
Yep.
I'm 29 years a police detective here in Iowa, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I use Flock every day for my investigations. I ain't looking up my ex-girlfriend. I ain't looking up my wife, my kids, nothing like that. Because again, we do have those safeguards and those well, we have to, like, for example, my caseload are financial crimes. So I'm chasing down a lot of people doing, writing bad checks, identity thefts, robbing banks, whatever. Whenever we do a search in Flock, we have to have a case number, because when they do, they have that built-in audit system. When they do it, they're going to see Detective Coleman searched for, this plate, that plate, whatever. Here's the case number that was associated with that search, and this is the reason. This is the type of case that he's working. So when you look at that situation where that one police officer was looking up the ex-wife of the new boyfriend or what have you, I'm thinking there had to be something to point her department to look into her and catch her, and all with all these individuals that's getting caught out there.
So they said, and the guy from Flock said that they provide the system, but you configure it yourself on how and what you look up and how you grant access to look up things. Just like he just said, this other person looked up some other significant other 600 times.
Right.
That's beyond excessive. That's just gross negligence and just total. I'm just doing what I want to do with the system because I got access. Looking up your ex-boyfriend's wife 31 times is excessive. But for somebody to be able to pull up somebody 600 times and they just have access, and that's what I mean by there are no guardrails in place across the board. It's just like how there's when you talking about, like, when you running plates and you on your MCT in your vehicle or something like that, there got to be a reason for that. And there's an audit trail that goes along with that. So it's like, if there's nobody setting that in place, they may have it in place in Iowa, but if ain't nobody got it in place in LA, what are we doing? Ain't nobody got it in place in Kentucky. What's going on? That's why I'm like, I get how this can be an incredible tool. I can only imagine, but just because you can turn it on don't mean you should, especially when you don't have the guardrails in place for it, to where people can do that. Nobody should be able to look up somebody 600 times and nobody has a reason why, except for some personal shit where you got some personal beef where you stalking.
Right. But again, I mean, Flock is just, that's about 1% of the things that we have access to. If you truly want to be diabolical and stalk somebody or mess with somebody or follow somebody, there's a lot more other things you can use to do that. Like I said, again, if I'm going to be diabolical, I'm putting one of those GPS locators on your car. I'm looking, I'm going to be sitting outside your house waiting for you to leave and do some good old, just some surveillance. The thing about it with Flock, you got to look at it this way. Okay, all the Flock cameras outside of the privately owned ones by, like, businesses such as like Lowe's or Home Depot or HOA or something like that, when the city buys the Flock or buys into the Flock program, they're all on the public right of ways. So, or they're probably posted or mounted on, like, traffic lights.
Yes.
They have to do it that way because, again, they're focusing on capturing the rear of the vehicle and where they're going to get that license plate. And then they also going to get the actual rear of the vehicle, because I don't know if a lot of people know this, but again, Flock is an AI camera, and what they developed, which is the coolest thing when it first came out, and they trained us on it. Basically, every vehicle and every make of a vehicle, whatever, has a certain biometric of it, like the way the tail lights are shaped, the way the trunk latches on there. And for example, say for example, if I got a vehicle that's out there committing crimes, say like a red Chevy Impala.
Yep.
I don't have to have the plate. I can literally just put red Chevy vehicle. I mean, they haven't made it to the point where it actually gives you the model yet, but you can see the make, the color, and the type of vehicle, whether it's a SUV, a truck, or a sedan.
Yes,
I put that on there. Perfect example. I just caught a case where this woman went into one of these exercise like yoga places or whatever, where she sat in a class as a test. But during that time she was in there, you got these women that got these in the front of the business, they got these cubby holes where they put all their purses and all their personal stuff in there. She goes out there and starts digging in people's purses and stuff, stealing credit cards.
Okay.
Left that area. I then get the video from the Walgreens that she went to shortly after being dropped off by a white Kia. That's all I can see from Walgreens video because they suck. So she goes in, she uses the credit cards, buys her gift cards and all that kind of craziness. And then she walks out of the line sight of the video for Walgreens. But then I tracked her because she used the credit card over at another business just to the north of it.
Okay.
Well, all I had was, again, a white Kia. So what I ended up doing, we have 2 Flock cameras that's on that street where that Walgreens and those businesses were, like I said, fishbowl.
Yeah.
You can't go in and out of the area without hitting the Flock camera. So all I did was within a 2-hour time span on that same day that happened, said, I need to see all white Kia sedans. Got one, that was the plate. Now I'm looking, I get the plate. Now I got to go to NCIC to run the plate because, again, Flock ain't going to tell me who that plate belongs to. So that's the one misconception. A lot of people think that, well, their information is in there and they're keeping database. All they're keeping database of is a vehicle description, the plate that's on that vehicle description, the time, the location, and the date that vehicle went past that camera.
Okay.
That's all the information that Flock is holding.
And time out. That's all I'm saying right there.
Okay.
That's what it's doing right now. The fact that it can see means that its possibilities are to a large degree infinite. Like you said, it's not doing facial recognition, but if it has AI embedded in it, that can be turned, that feature can be added. If it's not already there, it can just be turned on through a simple update, and it's doing it. Like they showed that other Flock camera in, I just showed some footage early at the beginning where it wasn't tracking a vehicle. It was tracking a person. How can it do that?
Because
if it's not able to, if the technology is not there, the information that it has now, like you said, I'm all for what you're doing. You got a crime that's been committed. You have information of that crime and your suspect, and you're putting that into Flock. Absolutely. Other than that, it should be off, because if you are not, then what are you doing, or what could somebody else be doing with it just running 24/7 like the other person who was just abusing it? Or if you trying to find your husband, you trying to find your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your baby mama is over on the west side and you want to see where she at, you can use it to do that.
Right.
And just because there ain't nobody doing it now, I get it. But because of, and this is just from me knowing how technology works and being in IT for 25 years, I know what these systems can do, and it's simply an upgrade or just unlocking a feature. And then it's on now. So it's like we go from, okay, we're only doing vehicles because of the AI technology and it being able to recognize a vehicle make and model, like you said, from the shape of a trunk, from the light kit, whatever the case may be. Being able to do that, it's able to do it. But then there's just another little update that you install or you turn on this feature, and now I can see the face. Find me Mario Coleman. Last time I heard, he was walking down 79th and Stone.
Hold on for a minute.
Yep. So it's like those things are what can happen and will happen, and it will progress into that. Just like how they talked about earlier when somebody mentioned the whole idea of it being the idea of it being where they were talking about the whole thing about what they did when it came to the Patriot Act. That was all about terrorism. We got to turn this on and we got to create this law for terrorists. We got to stop these terrorists, and we got to be able to listen in on cell phones. We got to be able to listen in on smart TVs and all of that. We got to be able to do this, and we can't wait for warrants. We can't wait for any type of justification, or we got to just be able to do it. And everybody was like, hell yeah. Next thing you know, regular citizens victimized because it was on. It was there. And when somebody didn't like somebody, or somebody wanted to besmirch somebody, they wanted to get some type of dossier on somebody, they wanted to find out what somebody else is doing, spying on somebody for elections, or whatever the case may be, well, the tool is already there. Let's just use it. We'll get our spank on the hand later. We'll get our slap on the wrist later. Let's turn it on. It's on. Let's turn it on. Let's use it. That's what this Flock camera system will do. It will lead us down that path, and before you know it, everybody's on this camera and they're watching me when I'm going to get my White Castles down on Fremont Street in Las Vegas at 2 a.m. And I don't want nobody knowing where I'm going. I don't know if Mario back or not, but I'm going to go ahead and put this back on and just get the last little words that he's saying.
System.
Let me know when you're back,
for
Rio.
what purpose? I used to do this as a federal agent. I'd have to have an open case number to gain access. Not so you can't do it for a personal purpose.
Okay, all right. And so
But you can
we just talked about people kind of having that suspicion about it. Why do you think there are more suspicions about these Flock cameras, especially when you're saying like, hey, like law enforcement can benefit from these and there can be benefits to our public safety?
Yeah, and it goes back to knowing information about it, like what I just said about to clear up the misperception, but also when it's abused, that really muddies the water. Also, there's been litigation on these cameras in state and federal court. There's been 30 court cases, and they've been sued for two things: Fourth Amendment violations and civil liberties. And all 30 cases, the court ruled in favor of the cameras. So they've never violated a constitutional right.
Wow. Okay. Do you feel like there might be a messaging problem here? Is there anything that you have in mind in terms of what Flock could do as a company to either protect people's privacy or iterate or stress to folks out there who are concerned that their privacy is being protected?
And I have two answers to that question. And you're right. If you go to the Flock website, they do a good job explaining everything. They actually have video interviews. It's pretty good. I would recommend going to the flocksafety.com website. But back to law enforcement, they should have a public-facing website saying, we got these many cameras, here's the information we have. Also, after 30 days, that data is deleted. And that's another misperception.
Right
that's
there.
not how.
How do we know that? Who does that? How do you know? So now we're talking about, we're hoping that said law enforcement agency that has this in place, if they have actually done what they're supposed to do and they're actually deleting this. Because if they're not, we don't know. We don't know. If they're, let's say the law enforcement is a small department and they don't have enough IT people to delete this information. We don't know. All I'm saying is that this sounds good, but what it sounds like and what people are actually doing clearly has been proven that it's different things.
So all right,
Go ahead,
I'm back.
Mario.
So again, what I'm seeing or hearing is you're based on what an actual human, we're all are faulty. You know that. You don't never
Right.
put a tool in a human hand and expect them to do something right, and somebody's always going to do wrong with it. Just because of that, we should just throw the baby out with the bathwater.
So yes and no. I'm saying until we have, and you giving an echo, so I don't know if you got me on speakerphone or not, but it creates an echo with the speaker. I don't know if you got an earpiece, but
no, I'm on the tablet.
Oh, okay. All I'm saying is that having it on the way that it is now, and like the way that you're using it, that is ideal. But I believe that it's too much information that doesn't have any guidelines. And because you don't have guidelines in place across the board, that's where the problem comes in, because the tool is extremely powerful. It's just like back in the day when they had and I gotta mute you with it because it's giving a whatchamacallit. It's just like back in the day when they used to have when they would have a wiretap. You get that wiretap, even if you got approved for the wiretap, you could only listen for so many minutes or so many, whatever it was, like 30 seconds or something like that. I believe that's what it was. You could only listen for 30 seconds. And if it wasn't pertaining to what the actual nature of the tap was for, you had to disconnect the call and you couldn't listen no more. Now, think about wiretaps and what they started out to be, and then look at all of the shit that was being done by the FBI and our good old boy, what's his name? I forgot his name. The FBI guy, Hoover, J. Edgar Hoover, was doing with wiretaps. He took down a fucking president using them. That's what I'm talking about. What it started out to be, and what a wiretap started out being used for, and what it ended up being, two different things. And it was all because the technology was in place and you had bad intentions, or you had good intentions that were paved down the road to hell, and that's where it led us to. So that's what I mean. I'm not trying to throw the baby out with the bathwater. I'm just saying without having those guardrails in place, these are the things that have shown previously will happen. It's just now in a bigger beast. It's in a bigger machine. And that's all I'm saying. When you're talking about a camera that has AI capabilities for facial recognition, object recognition, vehicle recognition, you will be able to find anything on anybody whenever you want. And nobody's going to be there to determine who's using it and how they're using it and when they're using it. Because today, it could just be Iowa PD using it. Tomorrow, it could be our FBI and our CIA using it to track down people that voted a particular way and finding out what you punched in and what you selected when you went to go vote. That's what I'm saying.
Again, am I still going to echo?
No, you good now.
Okay. Again, you bringing up some great points, like I said, because Hoover was dastardly. You know,
he said dastardly.
who, like I said, we all know
Hoover was a motherfucker, boy. Yes,
he was grabbing any and everything. Like I said, it's the wiretaps he put on MLK. I mean, he was trying to make that man kill himself based on the information that he was getting. I mean, again, my whole thing is, because again, we got agencies around here that are all like basically coming out saying that they're going to suspend their use of Flock. Some of them have already turned theirs off. I know Flock came out and they went from a 30-day retention down to a week. Which again, that hurts me. That hurts me a lot in my cases because hell, I don't even get probably the cases assigned to me until about maybe 3 or 4 days after they're reported to our patrol officers. So by then, if I got somebody out there that, like I said, in the case I mentioned before, if I get that, a week later, right now, I wouldn't have been able to find that Kia because it would have been wiped out of the system.
Right.
And I just would have been just looking for, a white Kia. I didn't have no plate, so I couldn't follow up with who the RO, the registered owner of the vehicle was to find out, hey, did you know who was in your car, or did you have something to do with it, or what have you? I mean, leads are dead right then and there, and I just move on to my next case. I look at from where we were prior to Flock to where we are now, because I mean, it's like I said, it's like basically, reinventing the wheel. You're right. We was putting guys out there on the street, hitting the block, circling. That's what, if you want to know the information, you better get out there and you better find it yourself. It is very, very easy to I would say cut a couple of steps now that we have Flock.
So you going from no information to just tons of information.
Exactly. I mean, but again, I'm speaking from an aspect of, again, I'm not going to abuse it. I don't want anybody to abuse it out there, because when you abuse it, then they start wanting to take it away from you. It's like, hey, I like this particular, I like the Hellcat, but since you got a lot of mugs out there stealing them and racing them and all that, now they're gonna either stop making it, or you're gonna get some laws that's gonna ban Hellcats. And I'd be like, why must I get punished based on these idiots out there that's abusing that vehicle?
Great point. Great point. Do you remember when previous administration, when they deemed that we ought to go to all electric cars, and Dodge literally stopped making the Hellcat? They stopped making their gas line vehicles. And that's what I'm saying. It's like, it's one thing to have the capabilities. It's another thing to have the capabilities and you have a path to get to those levels to do certain things. If I just got it to where I don't want to have, just like when you're talking about launching a nuke, there are a lot of things that got to take place for a nuke to get launched. It all comes down to flipping a switch, a toggle switch. But there's a lot of other shit. A lot of people got to agree. Some orders got to come through. Then you got to have 2 motherfuckers turn keys. You got to have a bunch of other shit that goes through. Emergency accident messages got to get answered and all. You got to go through a lot of stuff before you flip a switch to launch a nuke. All I'm saying is this thing is like a nuke and there are no rules. Everybody just has access to it. And we like, well, hopefully won't nobody launch a nuke. I mean, it is a nuke. It can do. Yeah, but depending on the situation and what occurs, when there's no precedent and when there are no guardrails, there's no laws in place, people would do anything. That's how a Hoover got to do what he did. That's why wiretaps went from going before a judge, then the judge giving you your context and what you can record, and then the recordings that you make, you have this much time for that recording to be about this thing. If not, you got to turn it off. It went from that to just, we got 24/7 surveillance on this person. We got a guy down in the basement listening to this guy because we bugged their entire place, and every apartment and every hotel room that they're in, we listening. Unfettered. And we taking that information, not saying we taking it and putting you in jail, but we got the information. And we can do whatever we want with it to manipulate it however we would like to do what we want. That is the problem. And I'm saying if I had clones like stormtroopers of you doing this, yes, I would trust your integrity and your character, because I know what kind of man you are and I know what you're gonna do with it. But then when you got this chick who's trying to find out what her ex-boyfriend's wife is doing, that lets you know what could eventually happen with just an officer. Now, what do you think would happen when the politicians get involved and the wrong group is in office telling us what we should do, like getting the shot? We all need to have this shot. Trust the science. So now think about all those nurses and all those medical professionals that lost their jobs because they wouldn't take that jab. Think about me. I got my channel struck down because I talked about the jab. All it takes is one vote, one election to change the dynamics of all of that. And now you got bigger problems. And you now have a way for people to monitor you, watch you, track you, to support their agenda. And that's something I am never going to be game for. No matter what the amount of good it can do, it's too much bad that can go wrong, that can be done to where people are in a worse situation, starting out thinking, oh man, this is really great how it can help our officers.
Yeah, I again, I see your point, and again, it's,
and I see yours too. I can only imagine how easy it is for you to wrap cases up and to give people justice and to do the right thing just because you have a powerful tool like that. And that's why I'm like, I can see why it's in existence. I can see why people would definitely love it. I can see why we would have it, and I can see why PDs would invest in it. Absolutely. I'm just afraid of the fact that we going down this road and nobody's put no across the board laws in place for it so that it's governed properly and being used properly, and we're able to verify that.
So in that and thinking in that aspect, okay, how does that make you feel about the private industry? Like I said, your retailers and stuff like that utilizing the flock or utilizing any type of surveillance apparatus that is, a lot of them now, you're right, they're getting the AI to it. I mean, they're the ones that's really truly doing the facial recognition out there, the loss prevention and stuff in those stores. Because again, they got a prolific shoplifter that's, hitting up the Walmart, and I mean, they arrest him every time and he just keeps coming back. They got it now in some of these stores where as soon as they walk through the door, the LP is getting a ding going, oh, Jimmy just walked in. They're going out there basically going, Jimmy, you got to go. They ain't even giving them a chance to steal no more. They just be like, you got to go.
Right.
Or he's already been trespassed. So once they see him on the property, then they're just calling the police going, yeah, we got Jimmy here. Well, he needs to go to jail. And that's usually the situation. I mean, you're right. It's no different than when that COVID lockdown was on tap and we was all masked up and, staying 6 feet apart from each other. Man, I remember, hearing about them calls of people at Menards, calling because somebody wasn't wearing a mask. And getting thrown out of the Menards, and I was like, we really are here. We're here to the point where you got people not wearing a mask, getting getting arrested or the threat of being arrested because they don't want to leave the store.
Yes. So two things. So to answer your question for the first part, if I'm protecting my business, my Walmart or my Lowe's, having those cameras on the inside, I can't knock it. Yes, absolutely. Because like you said, I'm getting broke off by this group or by these people or whatever. I got some kids that come and do a pop-up and they do one of them takeovers and clean me out. Yes, they should be able to do that. because I'm filming within my grounds and the outer border of my business. So if I'm gonna put Flock up to watch my four walls in my big box and to watch what's going on in my store, so that when those people come in, they've been flagged, they've been trespassed, and they still come in there, they go to jail. Absolutely, because if I don't want to be recorded on Walmart's AI Flock system, I now have a choice. I just there should be a sign up that says that it's there, and then I should know if I want to go in or not, because I can choose to go to Target. I can choose to go to, Sprouts. I can choose to go to Publix. I can choose to go to Jewel. I can choose to go to Dominic, whatever the other store there is, Albertsons or whatever. I can now choose to go somewhere else. So I'm okay with them doing it. My thing is that when you get out into those public parking lots, when you get out into the streets of your community, I don't think that those cameras should just be on. I think they should only get turned on when there's a crime that's been committed or suspicion thereof.
Okay,
That's it.
So again, okay, take away the Flock. Then what do you do with the actual public works and city cameras that's on every street corner?
I think
we have access to.
Yeah, I don't think I don't think that there should be a recordable feed on those cameras to where that data is being stored and saved. I don't think they should do that. I just don't. If it's something where it can track me, it can track my vehicle, and I ain't committing no crime, y'all should not be able to see me. Y'all shouldn't be able to look and see where I'm at or what I'm doing. And because, like you said, you talked about those masks. What if we had that AI recognition back then? You mean to tell me you don't think that Biden and them would have turned that on and been like, yeah, they detected if you have on your mask now? And Fauci and them would have had that shit on. And if your ass didn't have a mask on and that camera caught you, just like you get that red light camera ticket in the mail, your ass would have got it. You didn't wear your mask ticket in the mail. You do it again, you gonna get fined this much. You do it again, you'll get this. And if you do it one more time, you can go to jail for 30 days. That's what they'll do, and that's how far they'll take it, because they want complete compliance. Bend the knee or your ass is going away. And that's why all those nurses and all those medical professionals literally lost their jobs and were not able to feed their family because they wouldn't toe the line and get in line and take a jab that we now have found out, like we had all thought, fucks up your system and people are dying from it.
No doubt.
And they all got pardons. And they all got off the hook. And the records are going to be released for 74 years or some outlandish number or something like that, where they can't even look to see who did what because they'll all be dead and gone. But we did that, and that's one of the things that I love. I love this about Texas. As soon as all that shit was over, Abbott and them put in place, you could never have a mask mandate again in Texas, which is dope as hell because it was very problematic and it hurt people, it hurt kids, herd immunity. If you think you need a mask and everybody should have a mask, stay your ass in the house and wear your mask. Other than that, me walking down the street or me walking into an office building or whatever the case may be, or walking into a county building, I don't have to put on a mask because it makes you feel better. No way. No way.
I hated about those masks because again, going back to the job, you had these people, going through drive-throughs at banks doing their check fraud, wearing a mask inside a car by themselves.
Yep. They still doing that, bro. In the city, they still doing it now. That's become the new lick to when you go commit a crime. Put on a mask. It's hard to see your face. It's hard to make out. I can maybe see the color, but they all wear masks now, and they made it to where it was a habit to where people are okay with it. And you let me see somebody with a mask on today. I'm on you because I don't know what people are gonna do. But it's like they made it now so common that people can wear masks, and now you can't catch cats because they had a mask on. That shit was stupid as hell to make people have to wear those things. And they were proven not to work. So I get it, man. And like I said, I definitely I know, just knowing you and how you operate, I know it's helping you do your thing, and you are using it for the betterment and for the good of the people. But I know our government, and our government ain't like you, brother. That is what makes me not sleep well at night. So until they put you at the helm, Doc, hey man, I'm not sleeping well, and I got a problem. That's why I did this show. I got a problem with it. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, like I said, as soon as I saw your point of view, I was like, oh yeah, I can't wait for when he does this show. I want to get up here and I want to try to speak my piece.
Man, I'm glad you did. I'm glad you did, Doc. Thank you for coming up, man. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up, brother. And
okay,
man, you take care. Hope the family's good, man. Love you, Doc.
All right, back.
All right, later. So, with just everything else that we got going on, I think it was just a couple more minutes of this. I just want to finish this part up.
So police
because they talked about like the data mining, criminal records, and all that kind of stuff, and just the use
to let
of
them
it.
know what they're doing with that data.
That makes a lot of
Predictive
sense.
analysis and all of this
so it
kind of
does sound
things.
like that there needs to be more communication, because when we don't know things, that's when sort of the rumors start and those start to circulate.
Sure, and nothing in their literature or nothing about this software, facial recognition, not a part of this package whatsoever.
And where it gets,
I like the way he said it, not a part of the package. Not that it can't be done. It's just a thing of it's not on.
confusing is this LPR is video analytics and facial recognition is video analytics.
Yes.
But these two softwares are different, okay? And but when people hear about analytics, they're thinking like everything. They're getting all this information, and that's not the case. It's back to messaging. It is back. I'm going to be redundant. It's just vehicle characteristics. That's it. Nothing more than that.
I'm curious. You folks are right now zeroing in on flock cameras.
Yeah,
like that's
it's
like
a
that.
big story,
But
yeah.
like in public, I mean, we have ring cams. We have building cam. You know, if you're walking down Wabash
got
right here,
cameras on our phones,
like
yeah.
we're on camera all the time, right? And this is data that's being stored on us in public all the time, correct?
Yeah, but another, because I'm on the law enforcement side of this, but I'm trying to be balanced about it. But another statistic is 70% of crimes involve a vehicle. And also, you know, law enforcement in our society today, they've had budget cutbacks, they've had attrition, their staffing is down. And this technology is a force multiplier in police circles. It helps them solve crimes, back to those Amber Alerts. So it's a tremendous tool when used appropriately.
And that's what I was agreeing with Mario about. Yes, in that instance, great tool. Awesome. Let's do it. But the thing is, and what they are not acknowledging is that you can turn these things on. It's just software. It's simply that. It is literally software. It's like having, like for those of you that have Windows computers, it's like having Windows 10 and then going and installing the free upgrade to Windows 11. It's just a matter of a few clicks and now you're on it. It's like having Mac OS version Tahoe or going from Sonoma to Tahoe. It's just a few clicks. Don't ever think that because something's not on right now that it can't very easily be turned on in just a few clicks. That's what I want to make sure that people are understanding about this, because they're not saying that. They're not saying, well, you know, it can. The thing about it is what AI does, it can think and it can have access and take all of that data and information and analytics. It can take it all and do whatever it wants to with it once you tell it to. And that's all it's going to take is just for one bit of code, one line of code, one flip of a toggle on your computer to tell it to do that. And now it's on and popping. That's it. Very simple. It's not like, well, if we're going to do AI facial recognition, we got to take all the cameras down. We got to put up these new cameras. And no, it's a simple download, update, feature turned on, featured added. It's as simple as that. AI in these cameras is what it is. It's just like having the free version of ChatGPT and having the paid version. How quickly can you get it? In less than a minute. With a valid credit card, of course. In less than a minute, I can go from this level of access and power to this level. That's easily done. Few clicks. That's what I'm saying. What he's talking about, what they're supposedly using it for now, and what it could be used for later, that's the difference.
So, you know, I see that side of it. I do see the other side. I see the concern over civil liberties.
Yes.
And it's back to, they have to really tighten up the usage. These law enforcement departments really have to, like I said, they should really limit the number of people who can use this data.
Yes.
Yeah. Michael Verdin, thank you for being with us.
You're welcome.
And yeah, we appreciate the balanced approach on both sides for sure.
And
Thank
that's
you.
all I'm saying. That is all I'm
Surveillance
saying right
cameras for
there.
catching flack privacy concerns are at the forefront of this discussion after a reported 50 law enforcement officers used the technology for unauthorized purposes, including to stalk women. Now, cities and counties across the country are rejecting the use of the cameras altogether. For more, let's bring in the mayor of Knox County, Tennessee, Glenn Jacobs. Mayor Jacobs, thank you so much for being here.
So we've already talked about somebody doing it in LA, somebody doing it in Michigan, and now somebody in Tennessee. Just saying. Tip of the iceberg.
These are no ordinary license plate readers. They can track cars by dents or by bumper stickers. Cops in your county wanted $1 million worth until, as the New York Post writes, you, the former WWE star, chokeslammed the deal. Why?
Well, Peter, first of all, thanks for having me on. As you said, these are not your typical or conventional license plate readers. They're a lot more than that. This debate is framed about law enforcement versus and public safety versus privacy. You know, really, I want law enforcement to have all the tools that they need. At the same time, those tools have to be constitutional and they have to be safe. I'm sure you all saw a story just 2 days ago where a lady in Wisconsin was boxed in by police. Officers had their weapons drawn because the flock camera had flagged her car as being involved in a murder. There was another story very similar to that a few weeks ago where a family was pulled over. Again, police got out of their cars because they think it's a very dangerous situation. They thought it was a stolen car. It was not. It was an error with the flock cameras. Those are not isolated incidents. Those may be more dramatic than what we've seen otherwise, but this system is notoriously erroneous. There's a city in California, 71% of the hits were the wrong license plate. And then I believe that system, because it is a mass surveillance system, is unconstitutional as well. So we're talking about something that is not only not safe, it's unconstitutional.
And to your point, I did a Google News search just of flock cameras, and these were the first 3 results. Officer allegedly used flock license plate cameras to track boyfriend's ex-wife. 6 Savannah police employees placed on leave over possible misuse of flock cameras. And then Mooresville, North Carolina police investigating 10 cases of suspected flock camera misuse by officers. Is it just me, or is this a lot like the days of Edward Snowden, where he taught us all about these mass surveillance tools? And a big part of his point was people who work for the government will use these things to stalk exes or stalk the cute girl across the hall or others who are not police targets.
Right. As you've pointed out, we've seen dozens of cases now of rogue officers misusing this technology. And since Anthony Fauci is back in the news, can you imagine what would have happened during COVID if someone like Anthony Fauci would have had the ability to track people, to encourage local and state health departments to track people using a technology like this? It would have been a complete dystopia. So there are a lot of issues, as you say, privacy, abuse, ultimately just this warrantless mass surveillance, which is anathema to America.
There are some success stories with this, though. There was a 17-year-old last month who was killed in a hit and run in Bakersfield, California. Police say that they caught the driver in this hit and run with flock cameras. What have the police in your county told you about wanting to have tools to solve crimes like that?
Well, sure. And again, this is not about depriving them of the tools. It's about figuring out how these tools can be used in an appropriate manner that is consistent with the Constitution. And as we've seen in dozens of cases, they have been abused. This is not the last
Can
time
y'all still
we'll
hear
also
this?
have this debate about
I can't
new
hear it all of a
technology
sudden.
emerging. And until it's ready to go and until there are safeguards put in place, there needs to be a nationwide pause, at least put on the limit of these SWAT cameras. There is no federal.
Shoot. Dang it. Make sure let me refresh it real quick.
Flock surveillance to stalk exes.
I wonder
or
if y'all can hear that
stalk
still.
the
Let
cute
me
girl
check
across
here.
the hall,
Let me see.
or others who are not police targets.
Right. As you've pointed out, we've seen dozens of cases now of rogue officers misusing this technology. And since Anthony Fauci is back in the news, can you imagine what would have happened during COVID if someone like Anthony Fauci would have had the ability to track people,
y'all can still hear it.
to encourage local and state health
All right,
departments
cool.
to
I
track
just want to make sure
people
y'all can
using
still
the
hear it.
technology like this?
Even
It would have
though
been a
I
complete
can't. I
dystopia.
don't know why.
So there are a lot of
But-
issues, as you say, privacy, abuse, ultimately just this warrantless
God
mass surveillance,
dog it.
which is anathema to America.
There are some success stories
Ugh,
with this, though.
we doing too
there was
much,
a
and
17-year-old
that's what happens.
last month who was killed in a hit and run in
When you
Bakersfield,
do
California.
too
Police
damn
say
much.
that they
Now I
caught the
can't hear.
driver in this hit and run
My
with
goodness.
locked cameras. What have the police in your county
Let me
told?
see if I can stop sharing and share it again. I'm sorry, y'all. I should not have done that.
Used in an appropriate manner that is consistent with the Constitution.
Yep, can't hear a
as
damn
you've seen
thing.
with dozens of cases.
All right.
they have been
Well,
abused.
party's over,
This
but
is not the last
I can
time.
go ahead and still wrap this up and just say pretty much when we're talking about just how things are and the capabilities of it, like I said before, just because you can doesn't mean that you should. And when you look at just what the power of this thing is and the capabilities, even if it's on now or if it's going to be turned on later, knowing what this thing can actually do, that's the problem with this. And there needs to be guardrails in place. There needs to be legislation, rules, and all of that in place before you just allow something like this to be used by law enforcement agencies across the country. And the level of access that other outside entities will have to this is also the other paramount aspect that needs to be addressed. That's all I'm saying. So it's like I see the good, but there's a whole lot of bad that can be done from this just because we didn't do our due diligence and we didn't properly set this up and vet this out before we started granting access for this. And that's the biggest thing that I want people to understand and want people to see in that is that that's why this is so important. And what matters most with that is making sure that we know what the capabilities are and what we're going to be willing to allow those things and those tools to use, because we don't just want unfettered access to information and data without any guardrails. That's all I'm saying. So with that being said, I want to thank everybody for joining the show tonight. I appreciate you. Shout out to my boy Mario, man. Like I said, it was good to hear from you, Doc. Glad you was able to join. Anybody else, please leave in the comment section what your thoughts are. Thank you for everybody that participated in the show tonight. It was definitely a good show. I'm so glad I was able to do this. And I'll see you guys tomorrow, man. Thank y'all so much. And until next time, peace, and I'm out. And I'm going to play my song one more time, my intro music. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Where is it at? Is it this? Nope. There we go. Let's see. Yeah.
Brain Podcast.
There we go.
Talk about
relationship. Yeah. All right. Y'all check this out, man. Let me know what y'all think.
But what happens when we really talk about it?
It's two of them. I'm going to play the same one twice. Then I'm going to play the next one twice.
It's the BBP. what you really think. What? Brian's brain, we go deeper than you ever think. Let's go. Real talk, no cap. We got facts on tap. You can love it or hate it, but we talking about that. Cameras on, mic check. 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2. You got questions, I got answers in time. We can talk about relationships, life, politics, and headlines. We can debate it all night. I got my opinion, you can have yours too. Now come inside Brian's brain to see a man's point of view. It's the BBP. Tell me what you think. What? Brian's brain. We go deeper than you ever think. Let's go. Real talk, no cap. We putting facts on the map. You can love it or hate it, but we talking about that.
Everybody's got something to say, so say it.
Welcome to the Brian's Brain Podcast. This the BBP. Tell me what you really think. Brian's Brain, we go deeper than you ever think. Let's go. Real talk, no cap. Putting facts on the map. You can love it or hate it, but we talking about that.
Everybody's got something to say, so say it. Welcome to the Brian's Brain Pod.
It's the BBP. Tell me what you really think. Brian's Brain, we go deeper than you ever think. Let's go. Real talk, no cap. Putting facts on the map. You can love it or hate it, but we talking about that.
Everybody got an opinion.
But what happens when we really talk about it? B-B-B-R-I-A-N. The BBP. It's the BBP. Tell me what you really think. What? Brian's brain, we go deeper than you ever think. Let's go. Real talk, no cap. We got facts on tap. You can love it or hate it, but we talking about that. Cameras on, mic check. 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2. You got questions, I got answers in time. We can talk about relationships, life, politics, and headlines. We can debate it all night. I got my opinion, you can have yours too. Now come inside Brian's brain to see a man's point of view. It's the BBP. Tell me what you think. What? Brian's brain. We go deeper than you ever think. Let's go. Real talk, no cap. We putting facts on the map. You can love it or hate it, but we talking about that.
Everybody's got something to say, so say it.
Welcome to the Brian's Brain Podcast. This the BBP. Tell me what you really think. Brian's Brain, we go deeper than you ever think. Let's go. Real talk, no cap. Putting facts on the map. You can love it or hate it, but we talking about that.
Everybody's got something to say, so say it. Welcome to the Brian's Brain Pod.
This the BBP. Tell me what you really think. Brian's Brain, we go deeper than you ever think. Let's go. Real talk, no cap. Putting facts on the map. You can love it or hate it, but we talking about that.
Everybody got an opinion.
But what happens when we really talk about it? B-B-B-R-I-A-N. The BBP. It's the BBP. Tell me what you really think. What? Brian's brain, we go deeper than you ever think. Let's go. Real talk, no cap. We got facts on tap. You can love it or hate it, but we talking about that. Cameras on, mic check. 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2. You got questions, I got answers in time. We can talk about relationships, life, politics, and headlines. We can debate it all night. I got my opinion, you can have yours too. Now come inside Brian's brain to see a man view. This the BBP.
BBP, tell me what you think.
What? Brian's brain.
We go deeper than you'd ever think.
Let's go. Real talk, no cap. We putting facts on the map. You can love it or hate it, but we talking about that.
Everybody's got something to say.
So say. Welcome Welcome to the Brian's Brain Podcast. It's the BBP.
BBP, tell me what you think.
What? Brian's Brain.
We go deeper than you'd ever think.
Let's go. Real talk, no cap. No cap. We putting facts on the map. On the map. You can love it or hate it. But we talking about that.
Everybody's got something to say. So say.
Welcome to the Brian's Brain Podcast. It's the BBP.
BBP, tell me what you think.
What? Brian's Brain.
We go deeper than you'd ever think.
Let's go. Real talk, no cap. No cap. We putting facts on the map. On the map. You can love it or hate it. But we talking about that. It's the BBP. It's the BBP.
BBP, tell me what you really think.
Brian's Brain.
We go deeper than you ever think.
Let's go. Real talk, no cap. Putting facts on the map. You can love it or hate it. But we talking about that.
Everybody got an opinion.
But what happens when we really talk about it? B-B-B-B-R-I-A-N. The BBP. It's the BBP. Tell me what you really think. What? Brian's Brain. We go deeper than you ever think. Let's go. Real talk, no cap. We got facts on tap. You can love it or hate it. But we talking about that. Cameras on. Mic check. 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2. You got questions, I got answers in time. We can talk about relationships, life, politics, and headlines. We can debate it all night. I got my opinion. You can have yours too. Now come inside Brian's Brain to see him in view. This the BBP.
BBP, tell me what you think.
What? Brian's Brain.
We go deeper than you'd ever think.
Let's go. Real talk, no cap. No cap. We putting facts on the map. On the map. You can love it or hate it. But we talking about that.
Everybody's got something to say.
So say. Welcome to the Brian's Brain Podcast. It's the BBP.
BBP, tell me what you think.
What? Brian's Brain.
We go deeper than you'd ever think.
Let's go. Real talk, no cap. No cap. We putting facts on the map. On the map. You can love it or hate it. But we talking about that.
Everybody's got something to say. So say.
Welcome to the Brian's Brain Podcast. It's the BBP.
BBP, tell me what you think.
What? Brian's Brain.
We go deeper than you'd ever think.
Let's go. Real talk, no cap. No cap. We putting facts on the map. On the map. You can love it or hate it. But we talking about that. It's the BBP. It's the BBP.
BBP, tell me what you really think.
Brian's Brain.
We go deeper than you'd ever think.
Let's go. Real talk, no cap. Putting facts on the map. You can love it or hate it. But we talking about that.
Everybody got an opinion.
But what happens when we really talk about it? B-B-B-B-R-I-A-N. The BBP. It's the BBP. Tell me what you really think. What? Brian's Brain. We go deeper than you ever think. Let's go. Real talk, no cap. We got facts on tap. You can love it or hate it. But we talking about that. Cameras on. Mic check. 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2. You got questions, I got answers in time. We can talk about relationships, life, politics, and headlines. We can debate it all night. I got my opinion. You can have yours too. Now come inside Brian's Brain to see a man's point of view. It's the BBP. Tell me what you think. What? Brian's Brain. We go deeper than you ever think. Let's go. Real talk, no cap. We putting facts on the map. You can love it or hate it. But we talking about that.
Everybody's got something to say, so say it.
Welcome to the Brian's Brain Podcast. It's the BBP. Tell me what you really think. Brian's Brain. We go deeper than you ever think. Let's go. Real talk, no cap. Putting facts on the map. You can love it or hate it. But we talking about that. Everybody's got something to say, so say it.
Welcome to the Brian's Brain Pod.
It's the BBP. what you really think. What? Brian's brain, we go deeper than you ever think. Let's real talk, no cap. Putting facts on the map. You can love it or hate it.